Well, I was an immigrant who came to Australia in 1984 from the United Kingdom, and so I feel very Australian, but that's partly because I am an immigrant, because there are so many immigrants in Australia, and so I've got a lot in common with other people who've come from other countries, whether they're first or second generation migrants. So that's something that gives me a connection with cultural diversity. I was first in family to university as well, which is true of many of our students from very diverse backgrounds. And I've always enjoyed being in culturally diverse settings, and Victoria University is very special in that regard. Well, cultural diversity means a whole host of things for Victoria University, but first and foremost, we have the most culturally diverse student population of any university in Australia, I think, and therefore we regard cultural diversity as one of our greatest assets. The world is one in which cultural diversity, especially in Australia, is increasingly prevalent. It's increasingly seen as an asset rather than a challenge, and we make a great virtue of the fact that students in their learning experience can mix with so many other students from so many different backgrounds. So the Western Melbourne, of course, is a very culturally diverse region, and the university reflects that both in its staff and its students, and it's an approach to teaching and learning and research. One of the great things about having such a culturally diverse domestic student population is that the international students and the domestic students between them, it's sometimes very hard to know who's an international student, who's a domestic student, because of the huge variety of backgrounds, whether they're coming from overseas or from Australia. And I think that helps to integrate our international students more fully into the local student community that are Australian students, but students with this great diversity. They have conversations about a whole range of things, in my case economics, that might relate to the Australian economy, but it might relate to the Chinese economy, might relate to the Indian economy. And students from all these different backgrounds can have great discussions about those things, which turns it into something of real practical significance for the quality of their education. We need our staff from all backgrounds, genders and cultural backgrounds to feel included and not discriminated against, and that in turn plays out with the student population. We want to be an inclusive university that promotes any student from any background to be successful, and we need any staff member from any background to have every opportunity to be successful as well, and to be able to celebrate that diversity as a key feature of the university. Really, it's in our DNA. Lots of other institutions talk about having a cultural diversity strategy as if it's an element of what they're doing, whereas with Victoria University it's all pervasive. It's what we're about. And last week I went to our graduation ceremonies when in all of our different colleges the cultural diversity of the university comes shining through as really a wonderful thing.